This is the new S24 Ultra, and I'm switching from the Pixel 8 Pro. I'm about to lose stock Android and all of Google's built-in AI features, plus add $300 to the price. But I'm also gaining a ton of utility with the S24 Ultra, including the beautiful flat display, the S Pen, and a 200 megapixel camera that has a ton of features that we're going to be testing and comparing throughout the day. I just got a hot coffee here. Normally I get iced, but I got a hot one because the Pixel 8 Pro has a feature that the S24 Ultra doesn't, which is a thermometer. So you can put the phone right next to any object and quickly get a read on how hot it is. That said, depending on how far away you are, the temperature varies a lot and is more variable. I think that's an interesting hardware feature, but I think the hardware feature that I get more utility out of is the S Pen on the S24 Ultra. So I love writing stuff down, but I don't have pretty handwriting. And with this new feature, you can create a note and then have it straighten out your handwriting in post, align handwriting. That looks a lot better. That actually works really, really well. So it makes it so you can use the S Pen, but then still get the utility of clean writing. They both have flat and very bright displays. S23 Ultra from last year had more of a curved display, which makes it a little bit more prone to breaking if it drops. I just also prefer a flat display. It gets rid of accidental touches, and they both have really bright and high refresh rate. I've noticed that the Pixel looks a little bit smoother to me, and I think that's just a consequence of the fact that stock Android is my preference here. Samsung has One UI, which is nice too, but it just feels a little bit less smooth naturally. The first test that I think we'll notice a big difference in is cameras. So we're gonna head out of this coffee shop and do test number 1 on the street. There is also a UI difference here with how to take video. So on the Pixel 8 Pro, to toggle between photo and video, there's a button on the bottom, and then that stays kind of static. That button's always there. And then these options change to like switch between night mode or portrait mode. But on the S24 Ultra, video is actually just one of the modes that you swipe through. So you go like from photo to video to portrait. And I think some people will prefer this method over the Pixel 8 Pro because it feels more like what we're used to. But this also makes a lot of sense to me because I feel like if you often switch between photo and video, it's nice to always have it there versus having to swipe through all of the top options. So the S24 Ultra takes a lot of great photos. Like often it will take one, I'm like, damn, like that looks sick. But the Pixel 8 Pro has my preferred skin tone for photos of people most of the time. I just feel like it looks a little bit more natural. And also because the portrait mode is more software based, it's been a lot more flexible in taking photos from further away. Whereas in the S24 Ultra, it will often say to me, move closer to get it to initiate. So for example, this is where Zach can take the Pixel one from. In order to get the S24 Ultra to initiate, this is how close he has to be. AI is something that the S24 Ultra and the Pixel 8 Pro really leaned into in their announcements, especially in like photo editing. They both have like a magic eraser type feature, and Samsung and Google actually collaborated on a lot of S24 Ultra features, which is this interesting dichotomy because Google obviously makes their own phone, the Pixel lineup, but then they also license out Android to all these OEMs and work closely with a lot of them. So there's now something called Circle Search, which uses Google's reverse image search technology, but then innovates and elevates it by allowing you to search anywhere in the UI on any screen and have it look something up. The Pixel doesn't have that. The S24 Ultra also has a live translation feature where I could have it open and be talking to someone in a different language and it can quickly tell me what they're saying. The Pixel doesn't have that, but it does have a call screener mode that the S24 Ultra doesn't have, where you can have it answer a phone call and kind of vet if you are yourself are going to want to answer it or make a reservation for you at a restaurant, which is pretty cool. So they both have a lot of AI features and we'll keep seeing them throughout the video in real world examples. It's tough to say which one has more. They probably have equal but different. So the S24 Ultra has a very unique hardware setup where there are 2 different telephoto lenses, and it enables this really excellent zoom range at both 1x, 3x, 5x, 10x, all the way up to, in video, 20x. That looks incredibly solid, and I feel like for concerts or just being out and about, I honestly use zoom all the time. I use it almost as frequently as I use the ultra wide. And the Pixel has really great video quality as well. Even at 5x zoom, it still has pretty solid quality. But it's really when you go beyond that that you notice the difference. Like for example, they both go up to 20, but the 20 on the S24 Ultra just looks so much sharper. And similarly, that holds true for photo also. So if I head over to the photo mode and we take a 20x shot on both, you'll see the difference. The Pixel's dynamic range is actually incredible on this, wow. But then this is a 5X tech, so 5X. We're gonna head back inside, but I think the main thing that I noticed with the S24 Ultra versus the Pixel is that hardware is a lot more prioritized. So like, if you care about having a lot of hardware features, whether it be like the S Pen or multiple cameras, the S24 Ultra definitely gives us that utility for the extra price. And the S24 Ultra also has a new slow motion feature that uses AI. So we're gonna go over to Chelsea Piers and I'm gonna golf a little bit to show it to you. Whoa, okay, so Chelsea Piers is a place in New York that is kind of like an all-encompassing gym, but then they also have a lot of activities. And this bus goes directly to it. It's a stop. My main sports growing up were basketball, soccer, and softball, so I have not golfed really ever in my life, maybe like one time whilst visiting my grandparents. This is gonna be an experience for sure, but I really want to test out slow-mo on the phone. That was a little harder than I expected. Luckily, Zach's a pro, so we can have him golf to show off the slow-mo. And the takeaway from it is that the S24 Ultra has the advantage here because it has a higher resolution slow-mo. And also it has like an AI-enabled slow motion where you can take any video that you have and hold down on the display and then have it create that video into a slow-mo shot by like filling in the frames using machine learning. Very cool. The last real video test will be at night, so I'm going to wait until the sun sets, and I'm actually hosting a dinner tonight. I'll take you guys with me to that, and we'll test out the low light, and then conclude this video on which one is the better buy. This has been a very fun day. These real day in life definitely push me to do activities that I don't do in my normal day-to-day. That dinner was so energizing, as is testing out the latest technology. Both these phones are really great. Honestly, feels like Samsung and Google really brought it this year. I would get the S24 Ultra if you really care about having the best-in-class hardware. They honestly just outcompete Google with the multiple cameras and the S Pen support. Whereas I would get the Pixel 8 Pro if you care about saving money, because I feel like a $300 price difference is significant. Or I would also get the Pixel 8 Pro if you really want that stock Android experience. Even though the S24 Ultra now has the same amount of security updates, there is something really nice about the look and feel of a Google stock Android phone. But Samsung S24 Ultra offers so many features that I feel like that is such an enticing, best-in-class buy. Both of them are really great. I'm impressed. If you want to watch more videos on either, I'll link them right here, and hopefully we can hang out in those videos or the next one. I appreciate you, and we'll hopefully see you soon.